Hi, it's Adam from Reality Manifestation, and within this video, I'm going to be going through how to stop caring what other people think of you, but I'll be going through it in a way so you can get a deeper understanding of your own model of the world and why you may have not felt self-love and respect for yourself or felt the need to seek approval from others, so you can break this cycle because you'll have a deeper understanding of your own model of the world and subconscious beliefs. With that said, let's get straight into it. As you're likely already aware that we all have beliefs, what we believe about something, whether we believe something is right or wrong, but what you may be unfamiliar with, which is similar to beliefs, is we also all have rules to what has to happen in order for it to mean something. So to give you an example, someone may believe, in order for me to be attractive, which on a deeper level, in order for me to then feel loved or to be loved, I have to have six-pack abs, I have to have a muscular physique, I have to look great in the clothes I'm wearing, which is some rules that I used to have. So someone may believe, in order to feel good enough to be loved, I have to be found attractive, and then the rules they may have in order to feel attractive, they need to look and have X, Y, and Z. So for example, the six-pack abs, etc. So they're examples of rules, which are not necessarily true, but similar to a belief, it's just something that we feel certain about being true. Another set of rules someone may have for another example is, in order for me to feel like I've achieved, and achievement means then I'll be loved, I have to be a top performing lawyer in a top law firm, and I have to have a model as a wife or a husband. I need to have 3 very well behaved, successful children. These are some examples of real life rules that some people have. And if they don't have these rules, met this criteria, they don't actually feel that they've achieved. And if they've linked achievement to feeling loved and good enough, no matter what anyone tells them, unless they change these rules and criteria, they'll continuously never feel that they're good enough. So they'll constantly be seeking the approval and validation from others. So it's crucial to become consciously aware of what rules that you have in order to feel that you're worthy and good enough to be loved, or to feel loved and good enough already, because you may have a set of rules that are completely subconscious, that are completely unfair and unrealistic. So no matter what you do, whatever you achieve, no matter what anyone says, if you have a very difficult set of rules and criteria to be met, you'll constantly be feeling deep down that you're not good enough, so you'll always be seeking approval from others or something outside of yourself. On a subconscious level, we link love with our survival, as we were reliant on our parents to keep us safe and alive, because we weren't able to look after ourselves, obviously, as children and babies, that if we didn't get loved, then we wouldn't survive. So we linked up that love equals survival. So without love, it would lead to death. And unfortunately, very few of us have been brought up with unconditional love. We was brought up with a set of rules and criteria of what we had to meet to please our parents or our carers or those all around us that we're reliant upon, in order of what had to happen for us to get their love and approval. And this had a very powerful impact on the rules and criteria that we have in order to feel that we're worthy of love or to be loved. And these are rules that we didn't choose ourselves, that were programmed outside of our conscious awareness, which unfortunately the majority of us continue and carry out through our entire lives. So someone could be chasing after validation and approval with a set of criteria that wasn't of their choosing, that's completely unrealistic or unfair or harsh, or goes against what the individual truly wants or who they truly are deep down. So to give you an example, you may be experiencing this within your own life or have done, or know of someone very similar to this example, is sometimes people go into careers that they don't like or they're not passionate about because they was brought up, if you become a doctor for example, because their parents and their parents before them were all doctors, to carry on the family heritage and to be proud, and by linking the parents being proud to equaling that they will be loved. And also the opposite, if the parents aren't proud, that they won't be loved and they won't feel good enough or worthy of being loved, even if this is just on a subconscious level. And these are the same challenges that most people are facing when they're seeking approval from others or they're not feeling good enough. So when you're seeking the love and approval of others, just remember, people are judging you based on their own insecurities. Why chase after the approval and good opinions of others when they deep down don't even love and respect themselves? Which I'll come back to in a moment. But in order to break this cycle of seeking approval from others or not feeling good enough or less than, you need to become aware of your current set of rules that you have and also redesigning them in a way that fits of how you want to be, and something that's realistic and also easily attainable, so it's not difficult for you to feel good enough about yourself and to know that you're already worthy of love and being loved. So in order to do this, you need to become aware of your current rules and then to come up with some new rules based on reasons you can find within your own model of the world why you already know that you're good enough. So now to find out what your current rules are, we're going to go through some questions. Make sure you find some time, if you can't do this right now, where you can be undisturbed and write this down, as you want your full focus and concentration on these questions we're about to go through, as you may need to ask yourself these questions several times, as it's likely going to bring up a lot of rules and beliefs that you have that you've not known consciously, that have just been dormant on a subconscious level. So I'm going to give you a moment to pause the video and find something suitable to write these questions down and to write the answers, as you want to be able to see all of the answers in front of you, as you also may notice a pattern which will make the process much easier and far more effective. So the first question is, what has to happen in order for me to feel loved? Now with these questions, if you don't like the word loved, if for some of you it feels a bit too lovey-dovey, you're having some resistance, ask yourself, what has to happen in order to feel like I'm good enough or to get approval? Deep down, these all root down to being loved, but if you're struggling with using the word loved within the question, try the alternatives of feeling good enough or getting approval or validation. So make these changes to the word loved, also with the following questions, if for some reason you're not getting the answer with using the word loved. So pause the video in between each question to make sure that you answer it and really take the time. So now going on to the next question, who do I need to be in order to feel loved? Who do I need to be in order to feel loved? And again, change it to, who do I need to be in order to get approval if you struggle with the word loved? Now with the third question, what do I need to achieve in order to receive love or approval from others? And again, what do I need to achieve in order to receive love or approval from others? Then the next question, who do I think I need to be worthy of love? Who do I think I need to be in order to be worthy of love? Then the next question, you may want to ask yourself this one several times, as you may not find the answer straight away. What behaviour have I been approved or praised for that has led me to feeling good enough or feeling approved by others? And again, what behaviour have I been approved or praised for that has led me to feeling good enough or feeling approved by others? And the last question, do I feel I need to maintain this behaviour to still feel good enough or to get approval from others? Do I still feel I need to maintain this behaviour to still feel good enough or to get approval from others? Now, if you've taken the time and properly written the answers down and gone through all these questions, you'll already have started to notice a pattern or some criteria that you have that you need to fulfill in your model of the world in order to feel good enough or to get approval and love from others. And this could be the core reason why you've been finding it difficult to stop caring what other people think about you. When you've become aware of the rules that you currently have, you then want to start challenging them and start to question, are these actually fair? Do I actually have to achieve this or be this way to be worthy of love or knowing that I'm good enough? You still may want to achieve things, you still may want to improve upon yourself, but does it mean you have to have already have done those things to be good enough or to feel good enough right now? Really reflect upon what you've written down. And once you've challenged these current rules and you've started to associate pain to them and less certainty so you don't believe in them as strongly, this is now an ideal time to come up with a new set of rules so you can feel good enough within yourself much more easily and find a reason to why you can know that you're good enough and worthy of love right now. So what is something about yourself that's unique about you and special about you, or a good trait that makes you feel either proud of yourself, that makes you respect yourself, or something that makes you know that because of this aspect of yourself that you know you're worthy of love, you know you're worthy of being liked by others. So seeking validation, approval from others is something I personally struggled with for the majority of my life. And I used to have a lot of insecurities and doubts about myself. And as I was starting to improve my own self-esteem and work through similar exercises I'm going through with you right now, what I found really worked for me is when I realised I was living up to what was some of my top values within my life, which is doing the right thing despite the challenges or what may come as a consequence. And since I live the majority of my life this way, and what I perceive is doing the right thing, it allowed me to find a very deep love, affection and self-respect for myself that wasn't reliant on outside circumstances or other people, because I knew deep down and congruently, no matter what other people say, what happens around me, I know that I'm worthy of love and self-respect within my own model of the world, because I know I do and live up to doing the right thing. So the reason I'm sharing this personal example is because I'm hoping you're reflecting on yourself, you find a reason within yourself to why you can give yourself that self-respect and that self-love, in knowing you're already worthy of being respected and loved and being approved by yourself, despite what others may say, or from whatever you have or haven't achieved. Really reflect upon this, and becoming aware of something won't change initially, because you'll have subconscious programs, and your conscious mind may fight it initially and not accept the new belief or the new way of viewing yourself. But if you keep thinking about it strongly enough, either visualizing yourself, giving yourself this love and approval for the reason you found within your own model of the world, and eventually it will become a part of your identity, how you view yourself, and it will eventually become congruent and a new set of rules and criteria. Now, when it comes to other people, no one can ever completely abolish caring what other people think about them, as it's within our wiring to care what other people think or to have some validation, as we're social creatures and we're reliant upon others for our survival. That's how we evolved as a species. However, you can greatly minimize the level of care that you do have, and most importantly, if it's having a healthy or disempowering effect on your life. For example, someone could be chasing after approval because they don't feel good enough within themselves, and they're doing it despite stopping them from going after what they truly want within their life. Or are they caring about those who they care about, what they think, so they don't do something that hurts them? They're not hurting those they love around them. That's an empowering way of how caring about what other people think can actually have a positive impact on your life, because you're also taking into consideration those that you care about, and it may actually drive you towards what you're wanting to achieve and a more empowering and better quality of life. So again, now bringing it back to other people, if people are judging you, making you feel less than, remember, they're judging you based on how they perceive you, not who you truly are. It's based on their own insecurities and their own model of the world. And the majority of the time, when you're speaking to someone, people are focusing and caring much more about how you'll respond to what they're going to say in response to what you are saying, more so than what you're actually saying. And again, most people don't even love or respect themselves, so why seek the validation or approval from those who don't even love and respect themselves? I hope you found this video useful. If you have, if you could like the video, and also if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, as this will let us know what kind of videos you're wanting us to make more of, and also share this with anyone who you think would benefit from what's been covered within this video. And also comment down below a reason you found for why you can find self-love or respect or approval from within yourself. I hope you found this video useful, and I shall see you soon.